Howdy, y'all. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Ymir, and we are back with Fat Camp Day 9.
Mom, leave me alone. I wanna be famous. I wanna be famous. My therapist said I got ADHD. I don't even really know what that means. Let me see those receipts, baby. I'm ready to clock into the bank factory.
I just wanted to start off by saying that there unfortunately will not be a time lapse of me creating a new scene for the Jester, the 24-hour stream, because they did just end up moving back into the theater room. However, they actually did something different on Lolcow Live, and they were like doing something different. So I did make two different other scenes that you will get to see time lapses of instead. So I do hope you enjoy. You do get two instead of one. And the other announcement is that I just don't know if I'm gonna continue covering Fat Camp day by day like this. I just don't know because of what happened on Bus last night and what happened on Jesters last night, the 24-hour stream. And I just feel like I don't know. I just feel like I might be done. We'll get to it. I'll give you more of my thoughts when we actually get to that. But we're going to start with Queens, as per usual. We're going to do Queens, and then Lolcow Live, and then Bus, and then Jester, the 24-hour stream at the end. So, anyway, like I said, starting off with Queens, they pull out century eggs that they say that they're going to eat either today or tomorrow, and they want 300 members to have them each eat one egg, and that would be Mike, Tina, and Gidgey. And my note was just that I thought they were supposed to be in the pool today. I thought Gidgey was supposed to be out in the pool. She did say something about Fupa's gonna come and they're gonna do the drill sergeant stuff. But spoiler alert, none of this happens on any of the shows. So, like, maybe today, day 10, but I don't know. And I'm sorry, I say today, it'll be tomorrow for most of the rest of y'all. Anyway, they are actually getting members for the Century Eggs. One single person gave them 150 members. And it made Mike feel like it was fake. So he's like, I think they're gonna, because I don't think they ate them actually. I think they're gonna eat them today or tomorrow for y'all. I'm so sorry about that. Because he thought they were fake and he wanted to verify them. And I'm just like, how would that work exactly? How would they be fake? Can you can't refund when you gift memberships and stuff like that, can you? Because is that not different than a super chat in the fact that these gifted memberships actually get doled out to people? So, like, what happens if they charge back? Do all those memberships just get like sucked back? Do you get like an email saying like, "Sorry, your gifted has been taken back"? Like, what like how does that work? Or yeah, I don't know. How does that work? So, maybe I'll try to Google it later. I really don't care to do it right now. I'm sorry. I'm so tired. Like I said, I might be done with this shit. Last night was so exasperating, exhausting. Okay, but then about the pool thing, they say that they're going to do it in the last 30 minutes of the show and then just keep it going for Lolcow Live and then do it on more than one show. And I say, okay, I guess that's fair since they announced it on live. But again, that doesn't happen, so I really I don't know. It feels like that happens quite a bit where there ends up being a lot of notes I end up skipping because and maybe I shouldn't be, right? Because what they do is they kind of like half-assed make these plans, but then things change later, so then I end up just skipping over that note entirely because I know that's not how things shook out later. So what it ends up really signifying they're just incredibly unorganized and they had no plan and they're just planning it as they go. The plan is there is no plan. Anyway, what do you know? Gidgey brings up fucking Fupa. She keeps trying to say, and I guess Tina does agree with her on this, but anyway, they try to say that Fupa isn't Queen's material because she won't dye her hair and doesn't want to get dirty. And I'm just like, girls, I'm afraid no one cares about this in the first place. because, like, how many times can you like, I get if people wanted to see it at one point, right? Absolutely, because it was probably new to them and they'd never seen it before, yada yada. But how many times can you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again? Like, people don't wanna donate anymore to see it. They want something different, you know? Or at least, like, if you're gonna repeat things, don't do them so goddamn close together. Like, okay, they did water balloons on, like, one of the shows one day at Fat Camp. Okay, fine. But then don't do water balloons at all for the rest of Fat Camp. Don't keep doing it multiple times, like, over and over and over and over again. It's fucking lame. But, other than that, Tina does, she is in fact fed up though about everyone ganging up on Fupa, like I suspected yesterday. And she is saying, like, at some point, someone has to be the bigger person and say enough is enough. Because it's been day after day of, like, everyone just constantly going after Fupa. And then, that I really do feel like Fupa was actually crying. I do. And yes, a lot of this is scripted, but again, this probably is incredibly fucking stressful being around all these people in this environment, and you're live IRL to thousands of people like every day. That has to be stressful, no? And then you've got a like head mean girl bitch in you every fucking day. Every minute she gets on her channel, everything that comes out of her mouth is like just anyway. But to be fair to Gigi, she does also say that she does believe Fupa's tears were real and she doesn't want to make people cry. But anyway, Tina says something about how no one should have two shows because it's not fair. But she does say she was just bullshitting, whatever. But Gigi takes it kind of seriously and starts tearing up anyway. And I just like I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I just thought it was interesting. Like, that makes you tear up, but you're gonna sit here and just spew like for multiple fucking days all this shit about Fupa, like calling her nasty names too, and just really undermining her character and again, like, not that Fupa is likable. I'm not saying that, but it's just like it's giving hypocrite. It's giving you can dish it, but you can't take it in the slightest. Right. Okay. So at this point, the chat is complaining about being at the fucking table. It's members only. Everyone's sick of this. It's day 9. There's only there's only a few more days left, basically, right? That's kind of what it feels like. It's getting really down to the wire. And they still haven't done anything. But it seems like it's really getting to, like, the higher ups, quote unquote. It seems like it's really getting to Mike and Keem and all them, that people just keep saying that. But and then he gets upset, right? And he starts listing all the shit that they did, like the armor, the sumo wrestling, pushing Boogie into the pool, the water balloons. But dude, that stuff sucks, and it's nothing that anyone said that they wanted, I don't think. And then they also said, like, really early on that they had already done everything they, like, set goals for and hit members for, like, prior to coming to Fat Camp, because I guess that's something that they did was before Fat Camp, I guess to get some extra money, they were setting goals like, "What do you want us to do at Fat Camp?" They would pick the thing and then set a goal for it. But and again, like, these little things that they're doing, they last, like, max 30 minutes of, like, a 2-hour show. So, I don't know, dude, it shouldn't be, like, 25% of the show is entertaining, and then the rest of the 75% is just not. I'm sorry, that's not okay. And then a lot of the times, it's not even 30 minutes. The main gimmick will only take 15 minutes, 5 minutes for the sumo wrestling, 10 minutes. Like, it shouldn't be that such a tiny percentage of the show is the main gimmick that you want donations for, and then the rest of it is just you sitting around. talking. That's not like, am I sounding insane here? How are they all just like deluding themselves into thinking that this is good? They need people that like is it just an echo chamber in there? Is that all it is? But anyway, I did just want to say because I had this little like a mini conversation with a commenter, like shout out Liza. That's I don't know if you want your name on here, but that's like a very short. It's not your full name, but shout out to you because you made such amazing points. One of which is that since this is the same facility as last year, not only did they have the time to plan everything and they knew about all the facilities that they had, like I was saying in the last one, but also they more than likely had so many people in the audience just giving them an endless amount of fucking ideas, like stuff that like they just never would have come up with either because of the sheer amount of people who were probably giving them ideas of what to do, right? And yet this year, the best they can do is water balloons, jumping into the lake off the dock. And then I keep thinking about this moment because it's pissing me off because they always want to commend Boogie as like being entertaining and always knowing how to carry his show and like he's the best, whatever. But when it came time for him to go head to head against Turbo, he was like, the things he was saying, like, if I win this tonight, I'll jump into the lake right now. Like, I don't care. Why is that like the best thing you can come up with? And like also getting punched and getting kicked in the nuts. Why are these the best things you can come up with, dude? He's not that great. Anyway, so beyond bringing up the egg thing and talking a little bit about what they're going to do in the pool, they really just sit there and read the chat, which is like fine if you're at home. But come on, if you're just going to sit there and read the chat, just go get in the pool now. But anyway, they do get to the point where it's like about 30 minutes left, right? So they get up and they start trying to go out to the pool. And Tina unfortunately fucking falls again for the second fat camp in a row. And it's like just the way she fell, it fucks up her prosthetic again, which it got fucked up last year too. And I don't know, it's like, I know they all signed a waiver, right? That like accidents can happen and stuff, but do you think Keem's gonna help her pay for that? Because I feel like he should. Prosthetics are not fucking cheap. I know she has insurance, but still, like I don't know. But anyway, this thing it kind of takes up most of the show. I don't know why they decided to just like stop and just film Tina the whole time. I did see a chat that was like Tina probably feels like weird that she's just being filmed like this, like just sitting on the ground, like waiting for them to try and like fix the like I don't know how the prosthetic works like entirely, but there's like a peg in there that like got they're trying to screw it in, but something got stripped maybe. I don't know. I don't know. She was just waiting for them to fix it. And Keem at this time, he like went back to like a table and he's like, "Can you guys just like send in a bunch of $2 donos and I'll just scream all of them out the door and like we can just like boost morale or something." And then that's exactly the type of thing that I mean about not everything's scripted, but when he sees an opportunity, he's gonna take it. Like with the Boogie thing. Like I think Boogie was crashing out and Boogie probably did say he quit because he said as much himself, Boogie, that he's quit many times before, but he always just comes right back. So it seems to me that Keem understands that and knows that that's going to happen at some point, right? So he just took the opportunity to be like, actually, you know what? This time I'm going to choose to take you seriously. And Keem is still valid too in 100% of what he said about everything about why it sucks to work with Boogie, right? So it's like all still valid but it's like you know what I mean? Like it's half scripted, kind of. Like he just takes these opportunities as he sees them, even though I don't think he was at all serious about actually replacing Boogie. And even if Turbo had won that vote, I think Keem would have just put Boogie on another show. Or just moved Steak or Nightmare off the show and had Turbo Boogie and, Steak or Nightmare. Yeah, he would have done something. I think he just saw it as an opportunity to be like, hey, Bat Camp has been sucking. Let's try to make some money, which he did. But it's like, yeah, but not for a second do I believe that Boogie is ever actually going to be like 100% fired, even if he had lost that vote. So, anyway, KG jumps in the pool for like 2 minutes, and then we go to Lolcow Live. Right. So at this point, I'm probably gonna play my first little animation for a little while. I might loop it, is what I'm thinking, until I don't know, until it's relevant. But I just wanted to kind of mention if anyone cares. But also, it's like at this point, I had like opened Lolcow Live and I just left the tab open and I muted it because I was kind of hoping to get a gifted membership. One, to see if I'm no, I can't be blocked in the chat. People do notice me in there sometimes when I'm throwing rocks. But I wanted to be able to throw rocks when they have members only on and also nag them and be like just do something and then you'll get money, like, cuz I'm not saying don't donate. That's literally not what I'm saying. They can't ban me for that. But yeah, I absolutely love throwing the rock emojis. It's so much more fun than the tomato emoji. So anyway, as you can see, there's a dunk tank. Keem already said he had to get ready for it, like at the end of Queens, and when I had hopped in at the earlier time, I had seen them doing something else fun, and I was like, oh my god! I was like, I felt crazy with like, oh my god, they're actually doing something. But anyway, at the start of the stream, it's just the boys at the table at first, right? And they have like more condiments, bottles of ketchup, chocolate sauce, mustard. I want to say there was one more, but I can't remember. Maybe it was just those three. And if you were watching the little animation, Keem is at the dunk tank. So every for every 20, a host is gonna get a throw, and it's like all the hosts are gonna get to participate if they want to, right? And then for every 20 gifted memberships, they're gonna go dump condiments in the water that Keem's getting dunked in. And Keem is apparently so confident that he's not going to get dunked that he still has his phone. He is holding a phone. I don't think it's his phone. I would be sure of it. I feel like, no, he knows he's absolutely getting dunked. Otherwise, like, if he does, otherwise they're just going to say, okay, a hundo, and we're going to walk up and hit the button, right? And so Turbo is the first one to hit the target, and it doesn't work. So he just walks up and slams it, and it still doesn't work. So it wasn't even like functioning correctly at first. But anyway, I do want to note it has been just kind of a bunch of guys sucking, as in Lacey, Brantley, and Wonder Woman all fucking nail it. So I don't know. That was fun. But yeah, Keem goes in a lot, a lot. And they do get that water is disgusting. That's why it's brown and I wrote ew on it. And I was gonna throw up a reference photo as well so that y'all can see how amazing I did. But, Keem isn't the only one who is gonna be doing it. So he does leave after a little bit, goes to shower. He says he showered 3 times and he can still smell ketchup in his beard. So that's good. They put Boogie up there, but Xylee just kind of ruins it by just punching the thing, so they don't even get to do donos from it. And Boogie is like barely even able to get out of it, let alone like get back up onto it. So Xylee takes his place, and she does get antiqued, which I will include a photo of somewhat. But yeah, even after Xylee gets dunked, the flower situation, I would say doesn't get any better. I think it got worse. And I would be very curious to know like how long she had to shower and how long she had to wash her hair to get all that shit out of it. But anyway, they don't do that forever, right? They do go back to the table after Xylee is done. It is it's Boogie, Night no, it's Boogie, Steak, and then Keem, sorry. And then Nightmare is like off to the side because Keem's in his spot, and he's apparently being pissy about a couple of things. He's like off to the side, he's whining about not being on his mic. And I said, LMAO, shut the fuck up, bro. You were a looks hire. Like you were not a personality hire, my guy. And then and he's also being pissy about having a nickname Sunfish. Like, are you kidding me, bro? Like, shut the fuck up. It's not a like of all the nicknames that could be bad or disparaging or something. Really? Is there like or is there something I'm missing? Am I ignorant to be fair? Like, but I don't get it. But I did enjoy Keem's like little he's just like I don't know, playing with them. Like he says like Nightmare, are you ready to come and take over? And he's like, yeah. So he just stands there, but Keem doesn't get up. He's like, well, I asked you if you were ready, not that I was gonna get up and move. So but then, so it's like all kiki and haha good time, right? But as soon as Nightmare sits down, he's like actually pissy. And he's just like and and I wrote, Jesus fucking Christ, if it's not Steak, it's this motherfucker ruining the vibes with their weirdo, insecure man energy. Like, who cares? Shut up. But anyway, so, oh, I should probably be, if you're not paying attention and if you wanted to see, there's going to be another time lapse now of me making this little jousting arena, quote unquote. But they have, Fupa come up. Oh, hell. I don't even remember who she fought, and I don't think I have a animation of it, just one of Keem and someone else. But she does one round, and I'm just like, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe she's not as frail as I was thinking. Although it is just one round, and I don't know, like it's an inflatable fucking thing, It's not like I don't know. But regardless, it does seem like they are taking whatever this is seriously. I don't really want to speculate on it anymore because, again, I do feel like it's a bit weird to do. I lean towards believing it, but at the same time, it's like, why does everyone here have some fucking reason that they can't exercise at Fat Camp? But yeah, the jousting it's like a soft blow up ring where they're standing on little platforms and they're just hitting each other with these like essentially like pool noodles with handles on them to try to hit each other off of the platform. So I'm not exactly sure why it's called jousting. Anyway, so Wonder Woman gets in the ring and she totally takes out Desi, and that's only one round. I don't know why they didn't do 3 rounds each. I guess not everyone wanted to, but then she takes out some guy named Pesci, I think, is what I was hearing. It could be Teshi, but I'm pretty sure it's Pesci. I'm sorry. Anyway, but she knocked him down too. Like, she's pretty good. And then she looted his body, which I made an amazing animation for. So please watch it and tell me how good it is, because it took longer than you would fucking think it did. And then, God, Boogie and Turbo get in there. And they don't even get on the little platform things. They just immediately both flop over and they're just falling everywhere. I get worried that they're about to like crush each other, like fall on top of each other, but it does seem that like they're both down for a while and people are like, "Oh my god, did they pop the ring?" Yes, they did pop the ring. Like, "Oh my goodness. I hope that these weren't rentals." But then, after that, they just go back to the table and I said my note is, yeah, whatever. It's just the boys talking about nothing. Like that's like again, I don't know. I'm sorry. The table stuff is really tired. Um that's also where Keem briefly mentioned something about gestures. Like he took away gestures because it wasn't making any money or some like and another reason, but mostly probably because it wasn't making any money. And said if you guys want it back, you better donate. And that and that the hosts need to like actually be entertaining and not just sit there and like, not just sit there. Anyway, so, like, at least they did something finally, right? But it's on day fucking 9, and there's only 5 more days left, because Fat Camp's 2 weeks, right? So and then they're gonna be back on April 1st, which that date is relevant, but it is also relevant to note that, you know, Fat Camp's 2 weeks long. They're supposed to come back on April 1st, I think. I believe last year they just took, like, another week off. Maybe just live did, I'm not sure. But, there is, like, the 31st day to get home, and then the 1st they can start. Just, put a pin in that. Anyway, at the start of bus, they are there without Amber. So it's like, thankfully, I get a little bit of a fucking buffer before I have to hear her voice again. And Fupa just kind of talks a little bit more about what led up to her quitting. Like, there was that confrontation earlier that day where she almost had a fight with Gigi. The Whataburger thing, then going on the show Lolcow Live, and then being told that she's gonna have to exercise for 2 hours straight with, whatever her medical issue is, which would make it extremely hard for her, is what she's saying. And then that Gigi's also gonna be the drill sergeant of it, and that's why she was crying and, like, kind of over it. And then, I feel like also, obviously, on top of that, like I said before, the stressful environment, just in general, being around all these people who are a little unstable. And again, yeah, my note is like, I'm trying to give you grace here, Fupa, but it's like, why does every single person here have a reason they can't exercise? And it's like, okay, but you can still do light stuff then, no. You can still go in the pool and, like, swim around. And maybe, like, not for 2 fucking hours. And then they also talk about, like, Amber's show, her failure of a show, and how much she did on it. And Grimm tries to say that she did do a lot, but I was like, yeah, maybe if you consider the absolute shitload of nothing that came before it for weeks on end. But anyway, Amber does join the fucking show, unfortunately. Oh, by the way, did y'all love my last thumbnail? It's the fucking best. Because she had her head thrown back with that Scream mask on. And I don't know, it's like I just went down this whole, like, little god, like, what was it? I can't even remember now, damn, about a specific version of Godzilla, and I don't know, it was just on my mind. But, I don't know, I think I really wanna start watching all the Godzilla movies now. New interest unlocked. It's just like, I don't know, I'm really fascinated by the symbology of all of it. It feels more like artistic expression and not just like, oh, raw destruction. No, it doesn't. Yeah, you know what I mean? I feel like y'all who know will know. Anyway, I'm sorry. Y'all don't care. So when Amber joins, she is just trying to, like, play victim about the jumping jacks that she did. Trying to say, like, oh, but you're just criticizing me when you wouldn't criticize someone else. And she's basically just Boogie Lynn Reed this whole show. She's Boogie Lynn Reed. But Fupa and Tech try to talk about something else funny, which is that the mics stink and, like, oh, who is sitting here? And then Amber tries to make it about herself again, which, whatever, like, about the jumping jacks again. And then Tech tries to talk about something else again, like something he watched on TV. And then Amber redirects the conversation back to herself again. All right. And I just noted this because this is all within the first 10 minutes of the show that she did this. She did this repeatedly. She just will not stop trying to make it about herself. She was very purposefully trying to make it about herself and how they just keep treating her like shit and, like, just pick on anything she could. It was very obvious, right? I just feel like it was very obvious because she's not good at manipulating. Because this third time, she's just like, starts crying and calling them terrible people and she hates them and all they do is berate her. Like, shut the fuck up. No, they don't. You just suck. And then Tech literally brings up later that he knows that she was conspiring all day with other people in the bus VC to try to make the show suck and make it and try to pin it on them and make it seem like it's because of them, like Fupa and Tech. And this is exactly what she's doing right here. Like that's the plan, like going like setting out in action, right? But anyway, she apparently left in the middle of what she was saying. She's gonna leave a lot throughout the show, and they celebrate getting her checks since she was there less than 10 minutes. Like she goes like every time she leaves, she goes to Bus VC or to the Jester's chat to cry to Keem because Keem is sitting in the theater room in the 24-hour stream. Like while this is happening, he's like watching the show, but like half-assed watching it because he's also talking to like everyone else in the room. And I'm just like, is that why it's so easy for him to just be manipulated by Amber? Is because he's not ever really fully 100% paying attention to what she's actually saying and doing on the show? But she gets pulled back to the show and she's just crying about not being able to talk and having the images put over her face by Grimm and not being taken seriously. Okay? Remember that. But yeah, she's crying, but then they get distracted for a little bit because they hear yelling and stuff in the background because Tina fell over again, right? And they say that, but Amber just as soon as they are done with the little aside and saying what they heard and why they just got distracted, Amber just continues about herself, says absolutely nothing about Tina at all. She's still just crying about being treated like shit. And Tech just straight up says like that Amber is one of the most manipulative people he's ever met in his life. Not the first time we've heard that. And Amber goes, I don't want to work with people who see me this way. And Tech says anyone who like does this and opens their eyes will see you this way. Facts, dude. Like, but this is where it comes up. But Tech says, like, I know you've been scheming in the bus VC to make the show look like it's awful and make it look like it's their fault. And I think he says that because he knows that's exactly what she's doing right now, that she's executing her plan currently. And Amber just goes, oh, that's my haters said that. And they say, Fupa and Tech say, no, it's like 7 people and they are reliable. Like 7 different people who said that. But Amber wants to say it's just one hater who's like been who's been like known as one of her haters for a long time. Like, no, Pookie, sorry. You can't just claim this every fucking time and think it's gonna work, dude. But, then again, apparently she can, because whatever. Kim just lets her get away with absolutely fucking everything. Anyway, Tech did say something, because she left again, right? Tech said something about Amber and Tommy maybe having broken up. And I wrote, like, isn't she visiting right now? Like, did their visit blow up in her face once again? But Amber keeps running back to the bus VC, right? And she gets pulled back again. And she goes, I want Keem to watch this whole episode, and you're done, and like stuff like that. Calls Tech money hungry, and then leaves again. And I do just want to say, as an aside, in the fucking theater room, at the like while this is happening, Gidgey and others in there, I don't remember exactly who, but I know Gidgey's in there, are saying shit like, oh, Tech thinks all this is for him. Tech thinks all these people are here for him. Like, he's a lot more entertaining than Amber. He's funny sometimes, like, at least. And he definitely like isn't letting himself be like manipulated in this moment by her for sure. And I know people like that. And the way that he is just like letting loose on her finally throughout Bus, it's cathartic. It seemed like things were gonna finally come to a head about Amber just refusing to fucking do anything on the goddamn show. It seemed like something was finally gonna happen, but then if you hop over to Gestures and you listen to Keem and everyone talking, Keem's just totally just Amber's crack and just on her side 100%. And it's like insanity. I do not understand it. I do not understand why Keem thinks that Amber is in the right whatsoever at all. He says that like Bus is just Amber's show, and Amber gets like basically full control. She gets full say. Like like if Amber says that she can't work with someone, like they're just gonna have to go. And she's always gonna say that at the drop of a hat when she doesn't get her way just a little bit. And it's like they are it feels to me like choosing not to understand it, but you know what? I don't want to put it past them that they're just dumb enough to not see it. That they just don't see it yet because they're that fucking stupid. But yeah, she leaves again, right? And then Tech says that Amber has been a P online for the last decade and no one gets to where she is without being a terrible person. And at this time, instead of going back to the Bus VC, Amber is crying to Keem in the Jester's side chat. And I think they have a little phone call at that point too, Keem and Amber, where Amber's just crying on the phone saying, Tex, he's just a horrible person. I can't work with him. They have my volume turned all the way down and they won't let me speak. Like, why is Keem entertaining that? Why, like, at all? But Tex says that Amber will be terrible with any host. And that's fucking true. She will, like, and if Amber really is gonna have this such a heavy say over which hosts that she's gonna work with, and Keem's just gonna remove them at the drop of a hat, then she's gonna have to run through every single fucking host in the LCU that will say yes to working with her. And then what? But then what though? What then, Keem? Are you gonna finally make her learn OBS? Then she's just gonna have to run her own show. And that is what like what will happen. You will not find a good fit. She will start a problem with every single person at some point and want them gone or she's gone. Right? Cuz you're going to lose all of Girl World if you don't give us the content we want. You're already losing Girl World. Look at the fucking numbers. And it's like I at this and because that's the case, I feel like I can't cover this shit anymore until you guys come to your senses. I feel like I have to just indefinitely put this shit on the back burner until she runs through 5 other hosts and then you have nobody left and then you finally start giving us the content we want cuz then maybe you'll finally start seeing it for what it is. It's like, is that gonna be how it is? Like, we just have to fucking wait for y'all to wake up as well? How many people started out wanting to trust her and believe her? Do you think, like, we are just all fucking. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Whatever. They gotta learn the fucking hard way. But yeah, because of that little phone call they had after in Gestures, Keem says, well, okay, I guess if he's gotta go, he's gotta go. So Tech is apparently gonna be fired on April 1st. And that's like, I'm like 50-50 on like if he's actually gonna be fired. But then if he's not, then everything Keem was saying tonight was just not true then he doesn't actually believe it. But that can't be true either because it's just weird, Because if he doesn't actually go through with it, then Amber's gonna remember back to all these conversations she had where she was crying on the phone to him and be like, oh, he was just lying to me the whole time. So I don't know. But it's still April 1st. Like, do we think like Bus is gonna pop up with Tech still there as like an April 1st joke? Because Amber wasn't acting. She this isn't scripted. Amber. Another reason I think Amber really just wants Tech gone and was really doing this is because she knows that we were all right with everything we said. They are going to get bonded together and closer and become more of a team against her, and she can't stand that. But right, because she comes back, she's still crying, and she says that like, "Fupa, you and me will have a new host on April 1st." Like, very convenient fucking date. But then again, it's right after Fat Camp, right at the end of Fat Camp, so I don't know. It could just be a coincidence, but also if they don't do an April 1st joke, it's like, I don't. it's like passing up a free opportunity. But anyway, upon receiving this news, Tech is like, okay, so I'll just do what you do and leave for most of the show and still get a paycheck then. So he leaves just for a little bit. It's just a bit, right? Fupa asks, what just happened? Did Keem say this on stream? Amber throws a fit about Grimm overlaying the images again. And then, we all knew this was going to happen. If it hasn't happened already, Amber deflects on what she said about Tech taking advantage of her with the BPD test because she knows goddamn well what she did and what she implied. But now she's going to be like, well, I never said that. Y'all are twisting my words. She always fucking does this shit. So transparent. But again, this is interesting about this. Amber says that she can still work with Fupa. And I just remember she just got done saying that when Tech had his little sumo thing that she could cry and she felt super bad for him. But it's still him that she can't stand to work with for some reason and still has no empathy for Fupa when she was crying at all. It's just weird. It's just weird. Anyway, it seems like she leaves again at some point. Again, she just leaves constantly. But Tech and Fupa say let's get fucked up, so they get some drinks. Amber, I feel like, comes back at this point and tells Grimm to stop with the images because she wants to be taken seriously. And Tech is like, are you kidding me? You had a whole fight with me because and you had a whole fight with me. Tex is like, are you kidding? We had a whole fight because Amber was like, why are you taking me so seriously? And now she wants to be taken seriously. She does not acknowledge this, by the way. She just I don't understand how Amber doesn't understand. But yeah, next, my little note here is this show is infinitely better when they are just allowed to say whatever they want to Pookie. It is. Anyway, Tech at this point, he outs Amber for baiting him about deleting her Minecraft account. And, in terms of the show, because she just can't take the show and yeah. So she baited him into deleting her Minecraft account to get him to stop, pushing her so hard on the show. That's what happened. And this is a pattern from her. And Amber goes, oh my god, I can't believe you went out that. I was feeling, vulnerable or whatever, and then just wants to leave again. But Tech is like, hey, you better not leave without saying or clarifying that you're gonna be fine, right? Otherwise, people are gonna, you know, do what they do. And she didn't want to clarify, I guess. Tech tried to be like, hey, you better. I don't know. He tried, okay? But she just always wants to leave after she gets the last word and fucking, I don't know what. I don't get the point of Amber just constantly leaving and coming back and constantly leaving and coming back. Just face the shit. But whatever. While she's gone again, Tech, j- Tech and Fupa, they just out her for being the absolute worst to work with. She doesn't come to their meetings at all. She doesn't, which means that she does not plan anything for the show. And he says, you can plan a bunch of shit, and it's just you have to hope that she's gonna show up and actually do any of it. Otherwise, you're just kind of fucked. And she sleeps to 6 p.m., and the rest of the time, she's in the bus VC. And while she's in the bus VC, she's just scheming on you and talking shit on you all day. And all of this, it has to be verifiable. It has to be. Which I don't understand why KEEM just doesn't care about that. And then he also brings up how, Amber doesn't have her own channel right now. She has no job. She has no choice other than to keep working there. So why is KEEM listening to her? Why does KEEM just give in so much? And she tries to come back at this point. They just talk over her and then leave the call with her in it. And at this point, she goes back crying to KEEM again. They have another little fucking phone call where Amber's just like, they won't even let me come on my own show. You keep leaving. I, but yeah, Keem calls in to Bus and is like, come on, guys, you need to let Amber come back. even though she leaves. It's her show. Like, come on, y'all. Like, fucking eye roll, dude. Stop catering to her so fucking much. This is why this shit sucks so bad. And the whole chat lights up, you know? And apparently the views went up to 5K after she left. And she literally already just did her own show and it sucked. Nobody watched it. It sucked, dude. But yeah, she comes back and it's like, I don't know why. Tekka's just gonna keep being an ass to her and she's just gonna keep leaving. And that's what I mean. Like, why do you keep coming back if you know you're just gonna keep leaving over and over and over again? Oh, and you know what? Also, when Amber came back to say that Tech's fired and whatever, she was saying that even people in over in the Jester chat were donating saying how Tech is ruining the show. And I are those just her VC flying monkeys? Is that it? Those have I like, you know what? I'm gonna go look. Shit. I don't think I can even look yet. I don't know if it's like just not fully rendered yet or something, or so it's just not available to see yet, or if they privated it. But I would be really interested to know if those other people who were in that chat trying to influence KEEM to think that Tech is ruining the show, if those were just Amber's flying monkeys. But when Amber's there, she just says the same fucking thing about every single person she's had an issue with ever. Everyone else is a narcissist except for fucking her. So, I don't know. Again, this stuff, it's just getting so tired, and I don't understand why KEEM just keeps letting it happen. Because, again, I might be done after this. I might just be done. And, like, I don't want to. Yet again, I have another idea that I want to do for the channel. Maybe instead of this. That sounds like it would be a lot more fun. But I need to make sure I can fully do it first. So let me just not say what it is. Oh my god. So then while Amber's just sitting there and Grim puts another meme on her, and she seriously threatens to leave if Grim keeps putting memes on her. Like, just go! No one wants you here! Why does she think, like, it's her, she does it so much and she knows she's gonna get her way, so that's just her immediate, like, fallback, and she just keeps doing it more and more and more, because she knows she's immediately gonna get her way. Does Keem not understand that if he just keeps allowing her to just say that at every little thing and get her way, she's gonna escalate. She's gonna keep pushing and pushing and pushing to the point where it's gonna be like someone says, like, I don't even know. It's gonna be something like incredibly tiny and innocuous and stupid, but she's gonna threaten to leave over it. And then what, Keem? You told her that was okay to do, basically. Anyway, Amber does leave again at some point, but then comes back really quick just to tell Tech off about going IRL. And that confused the absolute shit out of me. I was like, what are you talking about? No. And then she apparently meant when Tech was like, hey, you better, you know, before you just leave, say that you're not going to delete your Minecraft account. But she didn't. She just wants to get the last word and leave. So now there is apparently, so allegedly, cops came to her apartment. Tech doesn't believe it. I'm not sure if I even believe it. It just seems like something like that Amber would just say to continue to make him look even worse. And yeah, it really is seeming like that is what happened as well. Because there is, so far that I've seen, no record being found of an officer having been sent out on that date in that area. So who's shocked? Raise your hand if you're surprised. But that even if there was, it's like, okay, consequences for your actions. You She should already know goddamn well that you don't just get to bait deleting your Minecraft account. She said she learned not to do that when she did it after she did it when she was 15 and never actually was gonna do anything She just said it for fucking attention, to get attention from her friend. But yeah, then apparently Amber called into Jesters after that and said she quits until Tech leaves or until Fat Camp is over. Something like that. And it's like, dude, okay, bye then. It's been really nice having the break just from her voice and her incessant nonsense. And it's like, okay, yay, less money in her pocket as well. Good. Yeah, but then Keem talks to Tech about going too hard on Amber and fucking politics and whatever, and that all of us in the chat, we're just robots and we're just objects to him. We don't matter to him. We just want anything anti-Amber. But it's like, Keem, even if you do believe that we're just fucking objects or whatever, we're the only reason you wanted Amber in the first place. Without us, what value does Amber have? Without us, what value does Amber have? Because all of her, like, true supporters that are willing to give you money, I am very much willing to bet they are already in that bus VC. They are already there. So you have to remember, from right here, right now, it's only going to get worse from here. So if this is the peak, like, if you really just want to not have and not give us anything that we want, not bring up anyone confident, to hold her feet to the fire, to ask her the hard fucking questions without letting her leave or just threaten to quit, then this is it. Then this is the peak. This is as good as it gets. You know that, right? And it's only downhill from there. Because if you're not going to give us what we want and it's going to take months and months, and you just said that because it's apparently just it's just Amber's show and she gets ultimate decision over who the hosts are on it, then we're just all going to have to sit around and wait with our thumbs up her ass until she runs through every goddamn host you have in the LCU. But yeah, this, keeps going on about this whole fucking politics thing, and you always go too hard on her. You're just gonna push her to the point where she doesn't want to work with you. Keem, no one wants to watch it any other way. And then he tries to say that he has no issue talking to Amber and talking shit to her. You're her boss, dummy. You send her the checks. Dummy. What? What? How is that a point? And then I feel it confirmed that they do also at this, like, if Bus is not there, then Fupa and Tech are just gonna have to go on other people's shows, apparently. They're gonna have to help out on live, but they don't get paid for that at all. So why the fuck is anyone expected at all to show up on other people's shows and help them out? They don't get a cut of it. They don't get paid for it. They don't get a cut from that singular day. But whatever. That aside, Keem also is trying to tell Tech off for saying that he went too low exposing the Minecraft account deletion thing. And Tech counters with saying that Amber was going to expose private message, like private meeting messages. And Keem just says, quote, "You don't have to stoop to her level." What the fuck is this? Like, what the actual fuck, Keem? Like, is this seriously, like, but he's seriously like, oh, you guys are just all anti-Amber. And my note is literally, Jesus fucking Christ, I'm so fed up with this shit. Keem, what exactly do you think is a good show with Amber? What exactly do you think she's going to do for you? How long do you think this is going to last? Do you really think that you're only going to need to coddle her for so long until you get your way? Because it's not going to happen. It's never going to happen.
Gretchen, stop trying to make fetch happen. It's not going to happen.
Okay, when you coddle Amber, she doesn't get easier to deal with. She gets harder to deal with because she will continue to, because she will see what you're willing to do and what rules you're willing to bend for her, and then push, and then push, and then push, and then push. And he also says, like, I don't know. Anyway, bus ends, right? I go over to Jester, and I find the spot where Keem comes in and he starts watching Bus. Gidgey's there just riding for Amber the whole fucking time, saying that Tech is so bad and so mean. Like, like Amber doesn't deserve it. Like they haven't been being silenced this whole time by Amber. My next note, and I wrote, Keem, if this shit doesn't stop, if Amber isn't ever going to be held accountable for not even being a bad employee, then it's like, seriously, why is anyone here? Oh. My next note is so shady. It says I feel so fed up and I'd get more views doing literally anything else at this point. I mean, yeah, and I have wondered, like, is covering fat camp even good for my channel? I just felt like I started something and I wanted to finish it and I wanted to keep doing these little animations and stuff because I think they're fun. And, like I've said before, like I wanted to keep up with Amber because I'm like a ride or die here, right? Because I'm here to the end. So it's like, yeah, I don't know. I'm just like, I feel very conflicted and I feel just very fed up. And then it's like, if I know if I'm fucking fed up, I mean, I don't know. Girl World's been on the decline for a minute now, right? But I don't know. Anyway, let's just move on, right? Um, so I get to the part where Amber has that first little phone call, right, with him about Tech. He's just a horrible person. And Keem, like he literally just gives in to her and says, "Well, if Tech has to go, then he has to go." Like, bro, stand the fuck up. Yeah, my next one, I wrote fucking whole War and Peace paragraph. So Keem says that this is Amber's show, and if it ever gets to a point where Amber wants them gone, then they're gone. Like, why? Does he, like, really not give a fuck about turning all these people away from the universe? Because I'm sure every single time this happens and he gives in, more people just drop off because they see that nothing's happening. And as well as that, it's the fans of the hosts who you're letting Amber walk all over, who joined the show to watch their hosts, like Scooter or Tech or anyone really, and then they see that you're just letting Amber walk all over them because they're actually watching the show and paying attention, unlike you, fucking.
You what, you fat little.
Unlike you, Keem. So they get to understand, like, intimately the dynamic here and how Amber sucks and how she's just walking all over them. So then when you just agree with Amber, you're also turning those people away, the prior fans who were there for your other hosts. So if you're going to let her run through every other host that you have, you're going to turn away so many more people. It's going to hurt the whole universe. Oh, and then by the way, when he came in and he was like, "Oh, you're just objects, you're robots to me, I don't listen to you." He's saying that to the people on other people's shows, and it's not really affecting Keem too much, but you, Keem, you just turned away like so many people from one of your show's audience, right? Just because you got butthurt and you felt like you wanted to be bigger than them or something. I don't know. And it's like, yeah, again, even if you do feel that way, we are still the only fucking reason you wanted Amber in the first place. So if we all go, Amber has no value. What value does she have when we're gone? None, you big dummy. And he doesn't attach value to any opinion that doesn't come in on a super chat, but so many people will never super chat, knowing that a huge chunk of it, and a disproportionate amount of it goes into Amber's pocket. Like, and at the same time, he wants to just say, you guys are just anti-Amber, anti-Amber, anti-Amber. So how don't you understand that, Kim? That you're not getting donos because so much of it goes straight to Amber. Like, what is it? Cognitive dissonance? It's strong. And it also just seems like he didn't do his research on this community because the general attitude, like before I became a reaction channel, I would go out of my way to not give Amber a click, let alone a donation, a super chat. Who a lot of this community is. We will go out of our way to not give you money. So the fact that you're gonna sit there and constantly coddle Amber and let her just run over everything, and you, by the way. No, no one's absolutely not gonna give you any money or clicks. Absolutely not. And yeah, by the way, that's the only thing anyone wants to see. I know I keep harping on this, whatever. And again, other than that, I would watch Amber go do like the boogies. My God. Other than that, I would watch Amber go and do the boogie style IRL streams, right? Where she's just embarrassing herself in public. Um, also, I would watch Amber try and play hide and go seek. I think that would be funny. And then it's like, even then, would I pay for it? Would I pay for it? I don't know. Probably not before, like, probably just not, actually, yeah. But then again, it's like, I know that also, on the other hand, she's never going to do it. Like, she's never going to do it. Not happening. So then I guess, at the end of that, I'm just like, okay, well, I guess it's fucked anyway. The ship is sinking no matter what. And it's just sinking even faster by not giving us the robots, the objects, what we want. And then even KEEM says that there's no content there on the show. They just fight about the same things over and over and over again. Gee, I wonder why. Oh, and then at some point during bus, Fupa brought on this inflatable dongle, let's say, that she brought, but she was told apparently that not to bring it on stream because it would be like TOS. But I literally saw the main show. They were using it on that stream. Boogie was slamming his face into it. Like, and I guess other than that, other than Lolcow Live using that prop, another show used that prop as well. So when Fupa goes in there and sees her prop, because that's her thing that she brought, by the way, she's like, what the fuck? I was told not to do this, but I saw multiple other shows doing it, including the main show. So she gets it out, and everyone in the jester room is like, oh my god, you're not supposed to do that. And Gigi literally tries to say it's Fupa's entitlement and princess complex. Like, I'm so fucking sick of this bitch. I'm so sick of this bitch. Gigi, you are such an obviously just, you're so jealous. You are so envious. Yeah, yeah, and again, KEEM, and like, again, this is a Jester show, right? KEEM goes on and on about these politics fucking thing again. Like, dude, you cannot play these games with Amber. It's all her way or nothing, unless it's you, KEEM, her boss. It's gonna fail for that reason for every single host. And then KEEM says about Tech, like, quote, look, you tried to humble her, and look how that turned out. And I'm just like, what? She was literally just scheming in the bus VC on how to get him out of here. None of this would have happened if she didn't have, like, a prior vendetta against him. And what was that, like, prior vendetta for? Just trying to fucking hold her accountable, dude, for not falling for her manipulation. So what is it, KEEM? The politics is just you're supposed to let her do whatever she wants and say whatever she wants? That's not politics. That's just you being a fucking pushover. And then KEEM says that he would be a follower for ripping her a new one. Because everyone else rips her a new one. Why does he need to? Dude, she doesn't even show up to her own show meetings. You want to sit there and say it's her show and she has so much sway over it. She doesn't even show up to the meetings. She doesn't do anything on the show. Why wouldn't you rip her a new one, at least for that, if nothing else? At least for being a bad fucking employee. And it's just like, it makes me, like, KEEM, does Amber have something on you? Like, is there a fucking reason you will not, like, stand up and, like, grow a pair? And, like, you're just gonna let her walk all over you, walk all over everyone, and just be a terrible fucking employee. KEEM, you're the boss. You're supposed, like, it's, like, crazy to me how, like, weak he's being right now. It's giving weak and pathetic. Like, are you scared of her? Are you scared she's gonna do something if you fucking dare to push back at her at all, like in any meaningful way, because he tries to say like, oh, I say no to her all the time, it's all within reason. This is not within reason, my guy. Like it's giving Keem is afraid of Amber. Oh, remember when Keem said recently, like, oh, I have dirt on like every YouTuber, but I'll never use it. Was he like was he like trying to say something to Amber when he said that? Like, oh, you're like, oh, I have dirt too, but I don't use it because I'm not like this or something. I don't know, actually. Because like I really don't see any other reason other than he's just stupid and being manipulated, like easily manipulated by her, than as to why he's just letting her walk all over him and everyone else. Because this rhetoric of like he would be a follower for ripping her a new one for Keem, she's being a bad employee. She doesn't show up to meetings. She doesn't plan anything. She doesn't do anything on the show. She doesn't try. She wouldn't even stand up for weeks. Keem, she wouldn't even stand up when you came in and asked her to stand up for the show. Was that being reasonable? Was that like a reasonable thing to let her have like whatever over? And the only reason she wouldn't do that, it was just to be difficult and to purposefully make the show worse. And she has said as much herself. I don't know, it's giving weak. It's giving scared. Like, and I'm not just trying to say that just to be like taunting or like reverse psychology or something. They don't fucking watch my shit. I'm a tiny ass channel. Like, this is what I genuinely fucking believe at this point. I do not see what else it could be. And it like, oh, is it really just like he knows that if he pushes back too hard against her, she's gonna leave and out all the like secrets of the LCU and how scripted it is? I mean, Amber must have receipts of like how scripted it is by now, right? And I know like Amber don't give a fuck about no NDA. Is that NDA even like upholdable? Anyway, moving on. We get to that point where he said that thing about Tech and Fupa not being able to hold down Bus. I really very much strongly disagree, because if they're allowed to just talk about Amber however they want to, and if they're allowed to pull clips and not be fucking silenced, then yeah, people would watch. Because again, while she wasn't there and while they were able to just talk freely, it was the best Bus content I have seen in a long fucking time. It's the best Bus. It's like a tongue twister. It's the best Bus content I've seen since we had Roxy on, I think. But then I was just like, it's like, does Keem think that we just want like ALR in any capacity, no matter how much it sucks or how small it is? Because that's not the case. It's really not. Like, we only want what we want, not whatever they're trying to just serve up to us. But yeah, after all that, I just have basically one final thought, along with just saying that I still don't know if I'm going to continue covering Fat Camp or not. I guess I'm kind of interested to see what happens on April 1st, but I don't know. I don't know. I'll pop in to the content that they did for day 10, and I'll make my decision then, I guess. So I guess y'all will see what happens tomorrow. But anyway, sorry. My one final thought that I have. You know who I want to be the new Bus Wrangler? You know who I want to be the new host of Bus? I want Keemstar. I want Keem to do it. You dummy. If you're supposedly the one who gets the politics and how to work with these cows like Boogie and Amber, and you get it, and you are able to talk shit to her without it being a big fucking thing, then I want you, Keem. I want you as the new host. Because what was also just like I was saying at the beginning, what was really, or actually, I don't remember if I did. But anyway, during this, it's like what was really annoying about this is when Tech came back to the Jester's chat, right? He was hanging out, and Xylee and Brantley were just fucking. I feel like they were trying to gaslight him because they were just like, oh, Tech, you have to be like X, Y, and Z. Like when Amber gets out of hand, you have to do this, this, and that. He's tried. Are you idiots not watching the show? He tries, and when he does, Amber leaves. Like when he tries to wrangle Amber, Amber threatens to leave or get him fired. Are you not watching the show? But yeah, like they do that, and then they try to tell him that he's trying to do what the audience wants and not instead of just doing a good show. But he, argues back. He said, like, I have the show notes. I've done all these things you're saying. I've tried all these things you're saying. And she always derails it. And if I try to bring it back on track, she refuses to do it, leaves, or threatens to get me fired. That's what he says. Like, but they really, and then, like, this drove me absolutely insane. Xylee and Brantley, they have the audacity to say, quote, do the content, and then the money will come. And I am just like, are you like the cognitive dissonance? Are they joking? Do the content and then the money will come? Have they been here at all for the entirety of Fat Camp? I have been watching all three main shows every day, and they didn't start doing that until day 9 today. No, sorry, day 8. They did it a little bit with Boogie. I just like and this is like one of the things. It's like, God, maybe they really just are that fucking delusional about all this shit. And that's why, like, they don't see all this shit about Amber yet, I guess. So we just have to basically wait it out until they all realize Amber sucks. But they get a super chat saying the same thing I've been saying. If this keeps happening and this keeps up, we are gone. But yeah, they just keep going on, telling Tech that he just didn't do it good enough or do it right. Um, and that KEEM knows how to wrangle, and that it's just Tech's fault. Well, this is exactly why KEEM needs to be the fucking one. Because KEEM is the only one Amber can't run away from and then go whine to get him fired. And then Brantley even goes, quote, 90% of Girl World doesn't even care about the LCU. Gee, I wonder fucking why. Like, you guys are all so pathetically not listening to the largest audience opportunity you've had in a full year since the wing situation. And you're still not doing it. You're still not listening. That's why no one cares. And then, they bring up like, oh, it's all of her stuff, it's all just old stuff, and we're bored. We're tired of hearing about it. If you would just let someone competent up there with clips and make it so that she's not allowed to leave and just run away, and then it would actually be entertaining, because then she wouldn't just be allowed to leave and run away and cry and lie about it, because the other person will have the clips and the proof, the screenshots. The only reason it's fucking boring is because she's just allowed to run away, and say that unless that person is leaving, is gone, kicked out of the thing, then she's not gonna talk or do anything. That's why it's fucking boring. You And then yeah, my next thing, like the monetary and like internet history potential here is absolutely fucking insane. If they did a show like that, it would be like if they started doing stuff like that, because she has to be here. She has no choice. They have such an amazing opportunity right now. I feel like it would be bigger than the Boogie Cancer thing. Like if they would just get someone competent with all the clips and all the screenshots and make it to where she can't wiggle her fucking way out of shit anymore. It would be so good. It would be so good. People would talk about that until for the rest of the as long as Girl World is still alive, they would talk about it. And KEEM is just throwing it away. Just throwing it away. Because it's Amber's show. It's Amber's show. And if ultimately she can't work with someone, then they just can't be there. She can't work with anyone, dummy. Take this opportunity, please. This community is like hundreds of thousands of people large. A lot of people have like left, they've gone, but if they heard that Amber finally had to take accountability, how many of like them would just come back just to watch that one episode even? You know how many views that would be? Oh, then you know what else as well? Mute her whenever she tries to talk over the other person, whenever they're going over the facts of the timelines as well. Just fucking mute her, all right? She's gonna sit there and be like, it's not fair, it's not fair. It is fair. It is 100% fucking fair. But yeah, I don't know. Other than that, I want Keem as the showrunner. I'll come back and keep watching. I'll cover every goddamn episode if Keem is the showrunner. That's the only way it's gonna work. That's the only way it's gonna work. And it's like, I really hope that I don't have to just like put this on the back burner and wait months for Amber to work her way through every other host, and then maybe Keem will do it. But yeah, that's the end of my notes here. And that's it. Again, I don't know what's gonna happen after this. We'll see. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. Thank you to the subscribers, thank you to the members, and as always, y'all, I will see you tomorrow.